and welcome to another conversation with a volunteer child advocate. My name is Sandra, and I am the Seminole County Guardian Ad Litem recruiter. And today with me, I have Robyn. Thank you, Robyn, for joining us.
Hello there.
Hi. So we'll just have a quick chat. I would like for you to share your experience with the program. And to start, if you can just share with us how you learned about the program and how long you've been with us.
Well, that's interesting. I am a paralegal by trade, and I had an attorney who was a guardian ad litem for Orange County. And I always wanted to do it because I would do some of her paperwork, and I thought it was fascinating, but I had kids myself and a super busy life and a super busy husband. But when I had the opportunity to retire early from paralegal, I said, this is a perfect time. So I looked into it and I started a little over 6 years ago. So going on 7.
Oh, wow. You said retire. You don't look old enough to be retired. I'm sorry.
Well, I do look younger than I am. I'm almost 60, but I did retire early because I have a great husband, I guess. I don't know.
Awesome. That's always good, right? Okay, well, good for you. Well, thank you for spending some of your retiree time with us. We really appreciate it. And can you tell us a little bit about some of the challenging part of the program or being a guardian ad litem? What would you say is the most challenging part of it?
Day in and day out, I wouldn't say that it's challenging. There are cases that are obviously harder to deal with, either emotionally, time-wise, or some of the people you have to deal with. The children themselves are an absolute godsend blessing. No matter how troubled any of the ones I've faced, they're amazing. I want to take them all home, and I know I can't do that. So that outweighs any of the other difficulties. I mean, I've had one case in particular was extremely challenging, and in fact, people talk about it because of how it turned out and the challenges for over 3 years on one case. So yeah, but day in and day out, I find most people have the same common goal to try and figure out what is best for the child. So not so bad.
Okay, and that's what we're here for. And how much time would you say you spend on average? I know there isn't such thing as average in our program because everything is so different, but how much would you say you spend?
It's tough to gauge because my first case was 3 kids and it was real time consuming because their lives were hectic. Then from there, I got 2 kids, and now I have 1 little infant baby, so hardly no time at all. It really depends. If there's a lot of emotions happening, I can spend, several hours a week. If it's just basic stuff, maybe from 5 to 10 hours in a month. And that's not bad. It's time reading things or talking to people or going on visits that you have to do or going to schools. So it's not time consuming if things are stable and you get to a stable point. But when there's a lot of emotions and a lot of turmoil or having to switch a child's home, it can be very consuming. But that's not very often, thank goodness, at least not in my experience. I know guardians who have that kind of turmoil a lot more. But it just depends on the complexities of your case. I've had some really complex ones where for 2-3 months, I'm just like, I have to think about it or do something about it every single day because something serious is happening with the child. Other than that, if you're just maintain and strengthen, it's pretty easy.
Pretty easy, okay. And taking all of that into consideration, what would you say to someone that might be thinking about joining the Guardian Ad Litem program? What would your recommendation be?
Get everything you can out of the training, go to every class, and then do as varied and interesting continuing education as you can whenever you get the opportunity. But please be totally prepared. You're not going to be prepared for this. It's the first time you read a medical report that's shocking, or a police report, or the first time you have to, see the pain of a child or hear a child tell you that they're scared or something. Nothing can prepare you for that, even though we see a lot in our training. Some things we never want to see, some things you won't face, but it's worth it. When you see that child and they hand you their report card, or they color you an Easter egg, or they hug you when they wouldn't even talk to you at the beginning, it's worth every second of it. And if you help one child in one instance, all the rest of it goes away. It's a little bit like childbirth. Childbirth hurts, it's terrible.
Yes.
And then they put that baby in your hands and you don't remember any of it. You don't remember the 9 months or the 900 pounds that you're never going to get rid of. You just remember that child. And these children need us, and it's worth it. And if you get overwhelmed, there's somebody to support you. If you don't know what to say or what to write because you're sad or angry, somebody will clean up your words for you, which happens to me a lot because I get so emotionally involved. So you're not out there in a rowboat by yourself trying to figure it out. There's somebody who can help you, even if it's another guardian, but mostly it's your supervisor. So It's a good thing. Join us.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for adding that. I really appreciate it. That was going to bring me to the next question of the most rewarding part of doing this, but I think you've covered that very well.
The kids. I'm shocked because literally my first case was 3 kids in a bad situation, and the oldest one, to say was hurt, angry, and standoffish is an understatement. And by the end of it, I'll say the end, when things concluded with the state anyway, we talked. She felt like I was a friend. She could trust me and invited me to her birthday party. And I thought, wow, that can't be the same child. And that's why it's worth it.
That's what keeps you coming back.
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
Those children. Yep.
Any last minute words of encouragement for anybody that might be watching, Robyn?
Like I said, you're not going to be prepared for some of it, and you shouldn't be. You got to put your ideals aside, which is hard. I'm a helicopter mother. I raised 2 very successful young ladies, and it's hard for me to put, I want everything that my children have, goodness, greatness, all those things for every child. And theirs isn't going to be the same. You just have to help them get where they have the best of what they can have. And that is very hard, but you can do it, and you can be happy for them when they smile and they know that they're protected. And that's really why we do it and why we should do it. And if you save one child, it's a blessing.
Making a difference one child at a time. Great words, Robyn. Thank you again for what you do. We appreciate you.
Thank you.